everybody, and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. This evening, I've got my guest who is somewhere on the road. I don't know where he is, but he's in bicycling gear. There he is, Anthony McFarland Gonzalez. What are you up to?
Just out excited, enjoying my training ride that's about 3 hours long. So I plan to go to Inowrocław and then back up to Koronowo and down. So about 120K.
You're doing 120K today, and you've taken time out to talk to us. We really appreciate it. So you start, yeah, exactly. Dio!
No.
Everybody does that, right? So you're there, you took off from Bydgoszcz, and then you go to Inowrocław. That's the first stop? That's south?
Yep, south. And then I had northeast towards Trzcin, and then from Trzcin to Koronowo, and then Koronowo straight back down to Bydgoszcz, so about 120K.
That's amazing. And it takes you 3 hours?
It might take me 4 hours, depending on how much food I have.
Oh, right. Okay. So, and when you're doing that, how fast are you going? I can't quite do the math. You do about 30 kilometers or more? No, 40 kilometers?
No. Gosh, no. This is a mountain bike. So I'm doing about 25, 26K an hour average.
Okay. So you're not entirely. What kind of route are you on? What are the roads like or paths like? Are you in the on a forest path or?
Forest paths mostly.
Yeah. So it's mostly off-road.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why you're on the mountain bike. But okay. So when you're doing that, how do you figure out what the route is? How do you know where to go?
There's a little bit of land navigation and it's something I learned from the military. So I keep the highways I sort of parallel most of the highways, and I kind of box myself in between the railroads that are to my left, which are to the east, and then the highway to my west. And then I know that Inowrocław is directly south, and then Bydgoszcz is directly north. So that's how I orientate myself to my surroundings.
So you're making your own pathway. There's no cycle path or anything.
Yeah, no. These are well worn down paths back and forth, and I use those. But it's constantly that I use them so I can memorize them. And I need to learn how to make a GPX, which is a file that I can put onto my Garmin so I can do a navigation. So then it tells me where to turn left and right. But most of the stuff is by memory.
So you're navigating this mostly from memory. How many times have you done this route?
Couple hundred times.
What? Couple hundred times?
Mm-hmm. So in different varying lengths, but yeah, a couple hundred times. Most of the passing across each other.
And how often during the week do you do a ride this long?
Once a week.
Once a week. And do you ride every day?
Yeah, every day. It usually depends on the length of time, but yeah, Saturdays and Sundays are the longest.
What are the biggest obstacles that you encounter on these trips? I cycle too, but not on your level.
Moose. I encounter moose. Those are the biggest obstacles I encounter here.
You encountered a moose?
Oh gosh, yeah. There's tons of moose over here in Bydgoszcz. There's actually 2 families here.
So when you're riding your bike, what happens when you encounter a moose? What is that? Tell us what it's like. What from start to finish when you see one, and what happens?
Me, I slow down, I stop, and then I look to see what they're going to do. And most of the time, they just kind of look at me and they just gaze, and it's like, "Who's this little small fry?" And then they just scamper off into the forest.
They don't scamper; they gallop, I suppose.
Oh, God, I don't know what galloping, but those things that just move in a heartbeat.
They're big, right?
Yeah, one step is like 5 or 6 strides of mine. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
This is a big animal. It's like a camel or something, isn't it? Yeah.
No, bigger, much bigger than a camel.
It's bigger than a camel?
Yeah, in the mass and height-wise, yeah. Because the camels are just lanky. They don't have the muscle mass that the moose have. Moose are just monstrous animals. And the European moose are smaller than the North American moose. So the North American moose are... I would say double the size of the European moose. So yeah, you would lose that fight any day of the week on a car, on a bicycle. You're just nothing but a small twig they'll break.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that report. And will we see you tomorrow night, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. I'll be around tomorrow night.
Okay. See you later.